Don Clifton was recently appointed the new Delaware Secretary of Agriculture by Governor Matt Meyer. The Clifton family has a long history of farming in the first state. Plus, our new Secretary of Ag has an impressive resume when it comes to serving behind the scenes and in administrative positions. Let's learn more about Secretary Clifton in this edition of Heather on the Spot. Secretary Clifton, let's learn about you. I want to know about your background. You have a deep history in agriculture, I know.
That's correct. The Clifton family has been farming in northeast Sussex County for close to 100 years now. I'm third generation, and my son John, who manages the farm on a daily basis, is the fourth generation of Clifton's farming in that area.
So what kind of crops? Because actually, I heard you did like crops and beef. Is that right?
Well, we used to do beef many years ago, but our agricultural history includes grains and soybeans. We had dairy at one time, but my family sold the dairy herd, but they loved cows so much, they bought beef cattle. And my father bought Angus cattle, and my grandfather bought Hereford cattle. And they argued for the rest of my grandfather's life on which was better.
That's hysterical. So, well, tell me about, I guess we should say, the suit and tie part of your agricultural life. Like, you've been on a whole bunch of different organizations and boards and committees, and let's talk about that and that experience.
Well, in '93, I was nominated by, at that time, Senator Joe Biden to be the Delaware Executive Director for the Farm Service Agency, which was called something else at that time. So I was 34 years old when I got that, when I was honored to do that job. And for part of the time I was there, I was the youngest in the country. So that was the start of my government service. You know, the agricultural part of it, we had a vegetable processing facility for nearly 50 years, and I operated that for part of the time. Tremendous operation, tremendous education as well. I learned all about dealing with regulations, government regulations, before I had to administer them, all about FDA and the Department of Natural Resources and how to comply or how to correct things if you didn't comply. That type of thing. And so everything I've done in my lifetime has been formative to help me be as good of a Secretary of Agriculture as I can possibly be. I have a tremendous amount of experience, proud of most of it. And so here I am. Governor Matt Meyer in December asked me if I would serve as Secretary of Agriculture. And I was very honored, and I accepted, and here I am.
And one of the new parts of this job, or one of the things that you're just discovering, is harness racing. Of course, you knew about harness racing, but you haven't been a big part of it, right?
That's exactly so. I was at the Equine Council's dinner, at their scholarship dinner, about a month ago, I guess. Very pleasant affair. Got to meet their scholarship winners and a lot of the folks there. Tremendous group of people. And I explained to them then that I've never been a horse person. My dad was a horse person. He actually worked with horses and mules on the farm. And so he had quite a bit of experience. I have had virtually none. My experience with large animals is cattle.
Okay.
And I'm very familiar with them, delivered many calves, but a horse, these things are new to me now.
But it's cool. You're learning something new. But the one thing I'm sure that you knew, trickle-down effect, the economy that horse racing has on Delaware, open spaces, things like that, since you're an ag guy.
Yes. That it's very true, and my appreciation for the cumulative effect of the equine industry of all categories on the economy of Delaware is newly appreciated, I have to say. It contributes to very much to the fact that farmers can grow rotational crops, including hay, that go to feed the horses. And those rotational crops are beneficial to the soil. So there's all kinds of benefits to the state of Delaware presented by the equine industry.
One thing I wanted to touch on has not really anything to do with agriculture, just life in general. You and your wife, Ruth, have 7 kids? 7?
We do. 4 boys and 3 girls.
Wow.
They're all grown, and most of them have children of their own. We have 10 grandchildren, 5 boys and 5 girls. And a scary thought is that our oldest grandchild is going to be 16 on April 15th, so he's going to start driving, and I don't know what that will entail. But when I was growing up, my father and my grandfather trained us on how to drive on the back roads around our farm.
Yeah.
I haven't had that opportunity, and maybe my daughter didn't want me to, so to teach her son.
That's great. Well, we love having you out here at the track, and I think our viewers learned a little something new about you today, which I absolutely love. And one last thing, the starting car. How'd you like your starting car ride?
It's easier to get out than it is to get in. But it was a great conversation with the crew in the car, and great fun to have the horses trailing behind, and I got some pictures of the whole experience, and I'll share those with my wife later on.
Awesome.
So,
thank you so much, and we will see you around the track. Thank you, Secretary Clifton.
I appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
To learn more about the Delaware Department of Agriculture, including information about our popular Delaware Standardbred Breeders Fund program, just log on to agriculture.delaware.gov.